Hey, it's Jaden.
And Melissa.
And Christy.
We're the co-founders of Launchers Academy.
And we help dropshippers become successful by providing the most relevant e-commerce strategies.
You're tuning into the Launchers Academy podcast experience,
where you will learn all the ins and outs of how to build your very own successful dropshipping store.
So kick back, take lots of notes, and let's make money this year.
Welcome back to another episode at Launchers Academy podcast experience. Today, we are going to talk about how to create your first general store brand. So we talk a lot about, when it comes to starting dropshipping, and the best way to really start that is actually putting together a general store versus having a one product store. And today we're going to talk more about that and really how you can get started with that. So super important. I'm going to pass it to Melissa here to just kind of quickly talk about why it's important to test out different products from different niches.
Yeah, absolutely. So number one reason that dropshippers do not make money in the space is because they are not finding the right products to test. Now, generally for dropshipping, there's two ways to go about it. Number one is start the general store approach, which is what we recommend. And the other way is to start a one product niche store right from the start. Now, the problem with starting a one product niche store right from the start is that you are going to be creating a lot of stores and you're going to be getting a lot of domains if you're only starting from that route. Because when you start, you actually don't validate what the demand is for the product. So you don't even know if you're going to be able to sell the products that you're trying to sell. Now, we take the approach of starting a general store first because we want to test out which product is actually able to get you sales and get you to profitability consistently before we then change that general store into a one product store and into a brand. By doing this, you're going to save a lot of money because you're adding in a testing phase before you go into that one product store.
Awesome. And it definitely helps to test out different products so you can really increase your chances of finding your winning product so that you can turn your general store into a one product store and really scale that into the millions. And you can do so much with your winning product once you find that through your general store. And then you're able to really build a brand around it and scale it. So definitely the way to go is starting with a general store. And now some people are wondering here, why would people buy from a general store, right? So I'll pass it to you, Jaden, to talk a bit more about the target audience that we're going to be targeting with a general store.
Hey, it's Jaden. Are you enjoying our episode so far or our episodes before that? Well, if you are, we just want to thank your loyalty and support for listening to our podcast because we cannot grow without you. So that's why up to this point, we're going to give you exclusive access where no one else has in order for us to help you succeed in dropshipping. And this is how it's helped our students become successful. And what we are going to share with you is one of our proven steps in order to find winning products that we believe you would enjoy. So in order for you to claim your exclusive access, all you have to do right now is open up your desktop or your mobile and go to launchersacademy.com/method. That's launchersacademy.com/method. And you'll get a lot of value from there. And also more importantly, you'll find out exactly how to find your winning products and how it's helped our current students find their winning product, and you'll be on your way to success. So that's launchersacademy.com/method.
Yeah, so the reason why someone would even buy from your general store when it's not really niche down is because when you're advertising, I'm going to talk in the sense of paid traffic, and most of your efforts is going to be surrounding around one product that you're going to be launching at a time, right? Because your goal with a general store before you move into the one product or the niche is to find a product that actually has demand. So, your entire time, you're really just putting all your efforts into one product. So you're going to be investing really all your attention and energy towards that. So any customer traffic, any advertisement that you're running, it's going to be leading back to that one specific page. And, the reason why people buy things is not so much on the credibility aspect, like that's also important, but really what it boils down to is the reason why money is ever exchanged is because there's a problem and then there's a solution attached to it. So most people buy things because of the fact that, it's solving their kind of problem that they have, where you made apparent to them as they came across your ad or advertising or your messaging, whatever the case may be. So they will buy it off of that. And if you do everything else right, like specific, steps like setting up your testimonials, having a decent amount of reviews, legit reviews and all that, and where your website doesn't look so drop shippy, with all the elements and conversion tips that we kind of mentioned in previous episodes about the store, then you have all that set up. Because truthfully speaking, you can make more than $500,000, $1 million without ever having to have an Instagram account with millions of followers, without ever having to have a Facebook account with thousands of followers or a TikTok account, whatever the case may be. And that's because you're really focusing on one type of customer. And that's, what I'm alluding to is impulse buyers. People who are just buying on the fly, people who don't have a lot of time to sit there, scroll and question, whether the company is credible or not. They literally just click and buy. They see a great ad. It kind of like raises this problem they have, and it makes them aware that they have this big problem that they were not really just adamant on solving until they came across your video or your image or whatever the case may be. And then because you caught them at the right time and they have 2-3 minutes to spare, they buy. Right. So these are the type of people we're focusing on. Really knowing who you're targeting and who you are selling to makes all the difference. And that's why, drop shipping is so good at making a lot of money, is because we're focusing on those kind of people. We're not targeting people who has like all the time in the world to do their research for months and months before they buy, but we're targeting the people who just can't control themselves, who just loves to make, cheap purchases in a few minutes. So that's who we're targeting. That's why you can make a lot of sales without ever having to build a big successful community, a brand right off the bat.
Those are some great points there, Jaden. And now you know that it is possible to start with a general store and actually make sales on it. And then once you find your winning product, again, you can turn that into a one product store and really build a bigger brand around it and target your ideal customers. And you've already gathered data at that point. So with a general store, talking more about how exactly to really get started here, right? So general store, we talked about having different products from different niches. So once you have that, you're going to want to start putting together your store and putting together a very general brand. And at this stage, it's all about, really being efficient and not spending too much time trying to really build a very solid brand, but just having something general that you can start out with. So that can include, coming up with a very general store name. So something that really communicates that you're a general store and you're here to sell different products. So just really having a general name, it doesn't have to be very specific, and you can just simply start with that and build your store. And then we move on to, putting together your logo. Again, just keeping it as general as possible, and simplicity is also the key here when you put together any sort of brand. So don't have to use too much fancy graphics or whatnot. Just something that really communicates that you're a store, and you can use different words like shop or store, general store, and just have people understand that you're selling different products. And it's something that looks nice and fun. That definitely works really well for a general brand. And then once you have that, then you can start customizing your theme a bit more. So again, just keeping it as general as possible. You don't have to use too much fancy colors and whatnot. Just keeping it really simple and really putting focus more on your products. Because again, people are going to be you're going to be driving traffic to your product landing pages. So that is more important because you want to make sure that's what looks good and really communicates your product benefits. And the brand is just there to add credibility. So you want to make sure it's simple enough and also good quality. It shouldn't be something, like a really blurry logo or whatnot. When it comes to visual appeal, you also want to make sure that it looks good, but you don't have to focus too much on trying to make everything fancy. So, starting off with your store name and then logo, and then just keeping your colors simple. You don't have to use too many colors, but we do recommend, what works really well is green buttons, because that tends to attract people to click into it. So that's often the strategy we have that we find works really well. And that's using green buttons. So the rest of the site can just be really simple colors. one or two colors, and you really want to focus more on the product itself and also your call to actions. So your call, your buttons that you want people to click on. So just making sure the colors stand out there. So that's kind of what you're looking at when you're putting together your general store. And as Jaden also mentioned, you don't have to focus too much on social media. So you don't have to, create all your Instagram content and your Facebook content. You don't have to really include that on your website as well. So it's just more focused again on the product page itself. So that's how you really get started with a general store brand. And we've shared a lot of tips on how that works. So, another great episode today, and definitely look into how you want to put together your general store brand. And then once you find your winning product, you're able to really scale it into the millions. So with that being said, it was a great episode today. And we hope everyone tunes in next time, and, take care and have a great day.
Did you enjoy this episode?
If you did, which we believe you did, as we dropped a ton of value,
support us by giving us a 5-star rating.
That's 5 stars, not 3, not 4, but 5 stars.
Also, we'd love to hear from you, so please leave your comment below.
And we'll be sure to get back to you. Take care, and until next time.